What's going on, everybody? Brian Mann here, Hands-On Auto Training. This is the end of day, October 6, 2021. Hey, I gotta tell you, everybody's human and we all make mistakes. And I have an issue today, and my issue is due to me not following my procedures. We have a standard operating procedure we should follow whenever we're doing any job, any procedure on a vehicle. And I got carried away with myself, and I'll go over that as we get there. It's the last vehicle of the day. All right, everybody, first job of the day here is this 2017 Ford Explorer. Got hit in an accident, and ever since then the door latch on the right front has not worked, and we had to get into it, but I think we're finally onto it. I got mixed up on my signals over here, but there is here's your door latch back in here. The top wire is a ground, yellow and black's ground. The white is a signal for the door latch ajar switch, and then the purple and the purple and gray and the purple and or gray and brown are our signals. So I got a little mixed up as I was going through here, but this was a bear to get this out of here. Let me see if I can get some better lighting for you. This was a real challenge to get this out, but it turned out that this connector goes inside here in this cavity. There's a cavity that's about yay thick. I mean, it's super huge. And the body shop unfortunately said that it wasn't their problem, but I think it was, because this probably got damaged in the accident. Let me see if I can get this here for you. So there's our circuit that we're looking for right there, and look at that terminal that's backed out. You see that shiny one? This terminal is backed out of the connector. So we're going to go ahead and plug that in and see if we have a result. Okay, so we were able to straighten that terminal out, put it back in there. The hard part's going to be getting that back into this A-pillar, but we do have door lock operation, so that's a good thing. All right, this is that Transit Connect from Monday. As you see here, the battery light is off. We had a charging indicator light that was on. They replaced the alternator with a Ford alternator. Unfortunately, I got a call back and they were telling me that it was setting P0705. Now, way down in here is the turbine speed sensor, I think they call it. And I had that apart on the side of the transmission when I was doing the wiring repair. Now, it wasn't clipped on all the way. It was on, it felt tight, and it was a bear to get it on there, but I just clipped that back on there, so we should be all good here. Good news is I got other jobs at the same stop. Next up, we've got ourselves a 2015 ProMaster with a check engine light, or as I call it, the happy light. Plugging into the YTech, you'll see right away, sometimes they'll come up with these notices telling you make sure you got it updated or whatever for certain codes they know are a problem. So I guess that's the big thing with having Big Brother watching what you're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the close button here. And we're going to see all of our DTCs. So we've got a battery monitor module temperature performance stored. Intake air temperature sensor circuit low. EVAP small leak. So that's what we're going to be going after here. Now I got to learn about this battery monitor module. Check this out. I noticed hooking right up to this thing. I think this might possibly be part of that system. It's broken. I think that's the other end of it right there. So we're going to have to get one of those things. That's going to be a problem. And I don't know where the intake air temperature sensor is on this. Probably over here. So we'll see if we don't have ourselves some bad wires. These things are common for all kinds of issues. But let's get our maintainer on here and get this flash updated. All right, as you see here, we got those flashes available for the PCM and TCM. We're going to start with the PCM. Click on the flash button. And just so you guys see, it is 11:37. I'll get these two done and get back to you. All right, that's the engine complete. That took about 10 minutes. On to the tranny. Okay, it's 11:55. We just finished our flash on the TCM. And taking a look here at this intake air temperature sensor voltage, right now it's reading about 0.0048. You can see as I wiggle this sensor, we can get it to move. I'm going to show you what I was doing. We do have a brand new sensor that was ordered for this, but with the original sensor right here, if I just literally hold it like this and hold everything else still, I'm always worried about the rest of the harness being moved, but if I'm just pressing on this like this, gently back and forth, Full harness still and just touch the tip of that sensor. So you can see we're going quite a bit there. Let's see. There's 3 volts, 0 volts, 3 volts. We have our new one installed, and I'm going ahead and wiggling that back and forth right now, just like before, and no change. So he's had a bad intake air temperature sensor is what it looks like there, from what I can tell. And right now we're doing the self-test of the evap system. Failed the evap leak test, Smalley Test. We got this ESIM switch right here that's always open. And I'll be the first one to tell you I'm weak on my evap diagnostics. If I jumper this connector here, the switch on the scan tool goes to close, so I know my circuit's good going back. I took this valve off right here, and you can actually, when you get it off, you can actually move the plunger back and forth, and it always says open. It never goes to closed. I'm very interested in how this thing works. It looks like it may be some sort of magnetic switch. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's always stuck open. We're going to go ahead and get one of these. I think that might come as part of the canister on this. We'll see. Okay, next up we had a 2004 Honda Odyssey. This has a 1457. I checked the bypass solenoid valve and the canister close valve. The canister close valve clicks. It doesn't really, I don't know how to put it. It doesn't sound very good compared to the other one. It barely is audible. I think these things are hanging up intermittently. We're going to be going ahead and getting a couple valves on this and retest. All right, everybody, we got ourselves a 2016 Chevy Malibu for this stop. We got a used transmission. If you take a look here, this is the vehicle VIN number, and GDS2 as it's read it. And this is the transmission VIN number. So you can see there we have a discrepancy. Let's fix that. And we're all set here. We've got matching VIN numbers in the module. We're just going to go ahead and make sure it's all updated now. Okay, next up we've got a computer from a 2011 Malibu we're going to be putting into a 2010 Malibu. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to do this. It says user provided VIN mismatch. We're just going to click override because we don't want it to auto do everything here. So you see up there it loaded up the 2010 information, so that's what we want. I'll go to SPS 2 and we're going to go ahead and program this thing up. And I just want to show you here that you see all these unrecognized calibrations because it's basically a 2011 computer and a 2010 car. So we'll hit the go button and top bar's download. Hopefully it gets in there quick, and then I'm hoping it starts. That's what we always want to see. I was just about to grow impatient, but we started. This one was a pretty long one. I didn't start a timer or anything, but it took quite a while to get this one to go through. But the next step we're going to do is our security learn. But I'll see you in 12 minutes. I got emails to return and calls to make. It should be ending soon, and we'll have a quick moment of truth to see if we've got ourselves a runner. Okay, so we got our warranty claim code. That's awesome. Let's see what we got ourselves here. All right. Start install. That's normal sometimes, the first time. The next time it should start and run. There we go. On some GMs, when you get a new computer, you'll actually put the key in, you'll try and crank it, it won't crank, then you'll turn the key off, then you'll turn the key back to crank, and it'll crank, start, and stall, then you'll go to crank, it'll start and run. But we gotta see what this check engine light's about here. Alright, so we got a code for a crankshaft variation learn, not a problem, we can knock that out, and then we've got a theft deterrent key not programmed, so that's only 2 codes in it right now, so that passed, that's because we programmed it. Alright, we just about got this up to temperature. I had this running while I was packing up my other stuff. You can see we got an engine temperature of 167 degrees. That's plenty warm for this. I believe it's got to be 158. So we're going to go over here and we got to do our crankshaft variation learn. And it's going to be on our module setup. And we're going to hit this. Let's hit next. I got my foot on the brake. We're in park. make sure air conditioning's off, and it's the open, wide open throttle. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the wide open throttle and watch the check engine light. It'll go right out. There you go, it learned. And it says test in progress, and it's going to say passed or complete learned. Next, we got to reset the oil life here. We'll go check our codes right quick. It's probably got 2 history codes. So we're looking for this to be last test passed. And last test passed, we're just going to hit the clear button. Go ahead and turn this off. Clear. We got ourselves a 2011 Cadillac SRX. This is doing the liftgate control module. Special note on this one, I went to GDS2 ahead of time to do my pre-scan on the vehicle, and we did not have communication with this liftgate control module. So this is one of those modules, they're rare, but this is one of the ones where you have to program it and then it'll communicate on the scan tool. And I'll verify that and show you in a second here when it's done. So we got that module programmed. There is a setup procedure under SPS for this liftgate control module, so we're going to go ahead and get that started and see what happens. All right, we're hopping back into GDS2 here. We're going to do our scan and see if the module comes up on the list of active modules. Before, it showed us having no communication. All right, we got a code for system configuration, calibration not learned. Let's go ahead and hit the back button and go into that specific module, module diagnostics, find that liftgate module, and let's go into the configuration resets. Okay, continue, continue. And we'll hit continue. Close the liftgate. I think it is closed. Let's make sure. That's closed. Oh, it didn't open before? Uh-huh. Oh, this is a good thing. Hit continue. Ensure there's sufficient space. Yes, there is. The liftgate mode must be in the max position. We gotta go find that. I think that's on a door. Uh-huh. So we want to put this to max. And continue. And we're going to hit the continue button. I think this is just going to start lifting up, hopefully. Come on. Conditions not met. Okay, why? Liftgate opening disabled due to high current. Idle conditions not fulfilled. All right. Now the technician here told me this thing was underwater and it was all wet. So we got it disabled due to high concurrent. So on SPS, I had messed up and thought it was a mechanical system. Based on my technician's input, I'm just laughing here, that's okay, everything, we all make mistakes. So we're going to go back into the SPS2 and we're going to see if we can't get this thing to relearn here. Power liftgate, we're going to go to the setup function, next. On the next page, it's going to ask us if it's mechanical or hydraulic, and I went and made an error and went mechanical, but this is a hydraulic pump unit. Fancy pants. Overrated in my opinion. All right, so we're going to click the setup, next, and next. And this is hydraulic. You see here, this is the selection, so we're going to go hydraulic, next. Vehicle speed 0, vehicles level, transmission park, all doors are unlocked, there's enough space, yes, 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 next. It is in full open, next, and next. And I hear this trying here. I don't know if you can hear it, but my little maintainer that's on the floor over there ramped up because it drew some current. So it says opening liftgate failed. More than likely this thing needs a motor, probably something binding up a little bit or something else like that. So at this point we're going to hit cancel and I can't do much more with this. And the last job of the day is for a 2014 Chevy Malibu. when I plugged in, I had no communication with the DLC. I tested real quick with the Uscope. Guys, if you want to win a Uscope, be sure to check out the membership site, sign up for the premium or the core memberships, and you will be entered in for the drawings to win the 10 Uscopes we're giving away. But anyhow, I did have decent pattern. I think we just have a bad connection at the DLC. But, so now we have communication back. We're just going to see if there are updates available for a 420 on this vehicle. We're going to hit the next button. And if there are any updates, we'll update it. And it looks like we're striking out. I'll hit the start programming and it's going to go ahead and tell me if you want to hit the button and we'll program it over anyways. Okay, we'll see if it lets us reflash it. Sometimes they'll kick us out. And I got to get my maintainer on there, guys. What the heck? I'm over here playing games, forgetting to put my maintainer on there. So I got to pop the hood and get this going. That's no good. You guys get to see me make a fatal error. All right, this is an example of where I screwed up in multiple levels. So you see me not having my maintainer on there. That's one problem. The second problem is I did a complete vehicle DTC scan on this vehicle and I did not record the results. I don't actually have a record of what they were. I glanced at them and I'm like, yep, I see the 420, you want me to update the computer? And this shop actually told me they wanted to update the computer, whether it needed an update or not, if I can just reflash over it. I said, okay, sure, I'll do that. But I don't have a documentation of all the DTCs that I had when I started this job. Well, that sure is awesome. You guys got to see that on camera. I messed up. Not to make any excuses. Do as I say, not as I do. I was going to check the calibrations, and then if it had updates available, I was going to go ahead and update them. And then we ran into the communication problem, so I totally forgot that I didn't have my maintainer on there. After the programming was complete, I turned the key off, started up, and I had a security light that wouldn't go out. Checking all the DTCs, I had a B101E in the body control module. The B101E is a security identifier mismatch code. This usually happens only if you take a used module and toss it into a vehicle, you'll have that code. So I'm in a bit of a jam because I didn't properly document my job as I went along. And usually I don't make these type of errors, but hey, I'm human, it happens, and I'm just sharing with you what I did. Guys, thanks a lot for taking the time to watch. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to let me know. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, if you're still watching, I really do apologize about the length of this video. I got tied up at the end of the day with all kinds of other stuff, so thank you, Dave. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.